Have I ever had somebody break through the friend zone? I have dated, this is kind of fucked up. I dated 2 guys in high school, both because they were my friends for a long time, and then they told me that they liked me or that they wanted to date me, and I didn't want to lose them as a friend. One lasted 4 months, and the other lasted a month. But I never liked them. I actually feel bad about it. One of them I broke up with on my birthday. I'm sorry. That's tragic. It was his first kiss, too. Ice cold. Look, it was a good first kiss, though. For him, it wasn't mine. But I thought it was pretty good. God. Oh, man. I don't mean it was good, like, physically. I mean, it was like, we were, like, laying on a trampoline at night, like, stargazing, and it was very sweet. I think that makes a pretty decent first kiss. I think that's nice. My first kiss was terrible. My first kiss was with my 8th grade boyfriend outside the choir building in middle school, and I was leaning against a wall, and he had his arm on the wall, and we were, like, best friends. Like, he was my best friend. We were, like, super tight. And we had texted about it. Like, we knew that he wasn't a choir boy. I was in choir. We texted about it, and we knew that we had to do it. I don't think we even wanted to, but we were just like, we have to kiss. Like, we've been dating for 2 months. Like, we have to kiss. So we're outside the building. Myth said, what? Myth? My first kiss told me to stop using my tongue. No.
Wow.
No. Then she said, my braces got in the way. You're kidding. You are trolling. Thank you for the 2 months. You are a brave man. That is pain. Pain. Oh, God. I'm actually sorry. She got a weak mouth. That's why. It's not your fault, Myth. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. It's her fault. Okay, so moving on. We were like, we have to kiss. So he has his arm on the wall, and we're both standing there, and I was like, do it. Like, you have to do it. And he was like, no, like, you do it. I don't know how to do it. And I was like, you're the boy. You're supposed to do it. Like, you just have to do it. And he headbutted me. Like, not like forehead to forehead, but he like, like my head hit the wall. Like, he went it hurt really bad. Because we both had braces too. And he just like hit me. And my head hit the wall. But we didn't talk about my head hitting the wall, I think because we were both really embarrassed. And then I think we just hugged or something. Because Myth told that really embarrassing story. Look, one time, me and that boyfriend were making out behind the school building, and a teacher came out, and she said, you have to stop. That's pretty much as bad as it gets for me. 8th grade. That's pretty tough. It's nowhere near as bad as mine. Okay, it was pretty embarrassing. She came out because there was a window. Did she poke out the window? No, she saw us through the window, and it was a window with like kids in there, and then she came out and she was like, stop, like there's a window. Worse! Wait, I have something worse. I hooked up with my boyfriend in college, in my freshman dorm. We hooked up in my dorm, and then, like, 30 minutes after he left, my RA came up, and he was like, look, I got no problem or anything, but you should close your blinds all the way. For what reason, dude? I could have gone my whole life without him doing that shit. I could have gone my whole life because, like, when was that going to happen again? You know what I mean? Like, was that really necessary?
Wow.
Was it really necessary? I just really wish he didn't tell me. Yeah. Was he outside? Apparently, I don't know. Did you learn your lesson? Yeah, only hook up in my boyfriend's dorm forever. For the rest of college, yes. There was a guy in college in that dorm building who, it was my fault. I made this mistake. First of all, he told me, he introduced himself 3 different times because I guess he had forgotten about meeting me. And, like, we just met at, like, a couple parties, like, very briefly. And he gave me 3 different names, which is very strange. But anyway, I don't actually know what his name is, legitimately. But one time, he was like, I need paper. he walked by and we leave our doors open at the dorms. That's how you make friends in college, by the way. Just leave your door open. People will walk by and be like, yo, it works. But we leave our door open, and he came in and he was like, I need paper. And I was like, yeah. And I gave him paper, and he was like, I need a printer. And I was like, okay, like, you can print something here if you want. He brings his laptop, and he prints 40 pages on my printer and sits there with me while they're printing, running my money, my ink, using my paper, and then had the audacity to ask me out while he's sitting there. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. We're both sitting, literally, okay.
Smile.
Okay. Picture this, right here. I'm sitting in this chair. He's sitting in this chair. The printer's right here on a little desk, on a table, right? We're sitting there in, like, kind of trying to carry conversation while 40 pages are printing. Maybe 10 pages in, he goes, do you want to go to dinner sometime? Like, I think you're cute. And I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend. I'm sorry. And we just sit there and the printer's printing and it's got 30 more pages to go. Oh my God, what a horrible time. And then he kept trying. And then God, this is so weird. I ran into him once, and I don't even remember how the conversation went. I told him, like, oh, I'm kind of in a rush right now, because, or like, I'm in a rush to get to this class. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, I saw you were late yesterday. And I was like, what? What do you mean? What? You're like, what do you mean? You said I was late. And he was like, no, yeah, I saw you come back to your apartment late yesterday. Or your dorm late yesterday. And it's because I sent him, he asked for my schedule when we, like, the first couple times we met. Because he was like, oh yeah, send me your schedule so we can go to, you know, so we can hang out or whatever. And I was like, okay. So he had my schedule, and he would wait at the dorm and he would watch me. Like, when I'd come back from class and when I'd leave for class. I had a guy in college one time. I was at the zoo doing my internship, and the zoo was like 40 minutes from campus. And I hadn't talked to him at all that day. Like, at all that day. But he had my class schedule and he had my location because he was my friend. And he texted me and he was like, aren't you going to be late? Because it was 30 minutes before my first class started that day. Because he looked at he had my schedule memorized, and he looked at my location and he saw where I was. And he was like, you're not going to make it to your class.